Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Chris is still doing tremendous work, Mad Dog Unleashed, every weekday afternoon on Sirius XM, and he's got this gig with Stephen A., who's on this show quite a bit these days. Stephen A. loves it here. Talks more politics than sports. I love that. But Russo and Smith do a whole bunch of work together at ESPN. My favorite of all time, I do mean that. The great Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Chris, good morning, pal. How are you?
Good morning, Sydney. How you doing today? Things good?
Things have never been better. Things are great, and I know you're doing very well, too. So, listen, I'm going to say this, like I said a couple of days ago. He was not technically as good as Vince Scully or some of the other great baseball announcers. You mentioned Harry Carey. But I think people lose sight of the fact, Chris, because he gets so caught up in wins and losses and the billions of dollars that go to these players to win, that all baseball is, at the end of the day, Chris Russo, all baseball is another form of entertainment. That's what it is. And this guy, Sterling, like him or not, you got to admit, he was entertaining. So for me, he goes down as one of the all-time greats.
It makes you laugh. I mean, the Yankee win, the monikers for the Yankee players, those home run calls, an A-bomb for A-Rod. I mean, it makes you laugh. And I don't even like the Yankees. Never have, as you know. And I got a kick out of him, too. Burn, baby, burn. I mean, he was so enthusiastic. And when I met with the Harry Carey comparison, is that Carey was a character as well as Sterling was. But if the Cubs or the White Sox or the A's or the Cardinals, whatever team that he did, if that team was bad, he would not be afraid to call them out. And Sterling was the same way with the Yankees. When they were not playing well, long, bad stretches, he'd have no problem saying what he said and knocking them. And it's amazing when you think about it, is that he called every game of Derek Jeter's career. I was thinking about that yesterday. He called every inning, every at-bat, every game that Derek Jeter ever played for the Yankees. I mean, that is pretty amazing when you think about it. And whatever he had, 5,000 and some odd consecutive games in a row. So durability has got something to do with it, too. Now, I don't think John wanted anybody else to do the games with himself.
Right.
So I think a lot of it has to do with the idea that John's ego wanted to be part of the Yankees and didn't want to share it, so they got to be fair. But still, that longevity and durability does mean something. And, he's even doing the games 2 years ago, for crying out loud. When the Yankees got to the World Series and he called the home run with Freeman in the 10th inning when the Yankees lost Game 1 to the Dodgers. So just he's a quirky character. Bottom line, he's a quirky character. I knew him fairly well, socialized with him occasionally, and I think down deep he was a good person. He was a kind guy. He meant well, he part of those great Yankee teams. I think Joe Torre meant a lot to him because Joe came in and he knew Joe from Atlanta. I think that helped, but he was really just very synonymous with the Yankee brand there in the 1990s and the 2000s is what it comes down to.
No, bottom line, and look, I like Dave Sims. He's a dear friend of ours and former WFAN colleague, teammate of ours, and he's great. Does a great job with basketball and baseball. Spent many years with the Mariners, but hey now is not doing it for me like the it is high, it is far, it is gone. So you look at the litany of all these amazing Yankee announcers, go all the way back to Mel Allen, Phil Rizzuto, all these all-time Yankee greats. And I hate to say it, Chris, maybe I don't hate to say it, but John Sterling may be right there near the very top of that list.
Yeah, I still think Rizzuto and his long Yankee run and, the mannerisms of Phil, holy cow and everything. I know Harry Carey used to get mad because he thought Rizzuto stole holy cow from him.
Yeah.
But, the fact that he played so long for the Yankees, won an MVP, Hall of Famer, broadcaster, I'd still put him number one. But Sterling was doing this for 30-something years, part of 5 championships. If you want to put him number 2, go ahead. I would put Scooter number 1
okay,
because he was such a character and everybody got a kick out of him. Sterling did have his distractors, but he's right there in that category. There's no question about it. And the Yankee fan loves him, and the Yankees did a nice job here. I mean, they put out a great statement. A couple nights ago. Major League Baseball put out a big statement. So he made his mark.
Yeah, well, I was at that game Monday night with Randy Levine the day after he passed away, and I saw Michael Kay and the great Susan Waldman with their flower bouquets by home plate. It was very emotional. And the Yankees and Randy did announce yesterday in the Steinbrenners that starting with their next homestand, which starts May the 18th, I guess, against Toronto, the Yankee players will wear a John Sterling patch with a microphone to honor Sterling the rest of the year. That's nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a nice send-off if you're John. No question about it.
And how about this team? You know, it's become it was a big deal in the city for a couple of weeks. Here's Sid Rosenberg, spent 59 years as a diehard New York Met fan. As you know, Doggy, you're a Giant fan. Mike's a Yankee fan. Me and Beningo Met fans. And all I had to see was Mr. Met hug Mom Donnie, and I was gone. And now I go to Yankee Stadium just about every night. Randy Levine rolls out the red carpet. I've been there in an Aaron Judge jersey. This is unbelievable. A Bucky Dent jersey.
Sid, that's a little weak. I don't care. I don't care about the mayor. That's
I care more about the mayor. I don't do sports talk anymore. I'm worried about my children.
You're a fan. You can't be judging your fandom on who the mayor is and what he does and does not like, because the mayor is not going to be there forever, and the next mayor may be a huge Met fan. What are you going to do then? Jump back to the Mets?
No, I'm not going to jump back, but I will tell you this, Dog. It's not just the mayor. I mean, the Mets canceled Jewish Heritage Night. They could have brought it back after October 7th. Steve Cohen is Jewish. And by the way, just so you know, Steve Cohen called me. He was upset that I did this. He called me on my cell phone. We had a very good conversation. So the Mets are hosting the Yankees May the 15th at Citi Field. Cohen has invited me to sit with him all night because he actually believes that some of my issues with the Mets are not out of line. They're not nuts.
I understand some of the issues with the Mets, and I don't disagree either, but I'm more wrapped up on just being a fan. When you grew up as a kid, you were a Met fan, and Met fans hate Yankee fans. And so for you to jump ship because of some things that are, listen, they're going to that's finite, not infinite. And for you to sort of bail on the Mets to join the hated Yankees, especially the Yankees at 25-11, that to me is a little weak. And I'm very surprised that you would do that to jump to the Yankees. I don't care what Levine does. I don't care if Cohen calls you, if you sit with Cohen. Sid, you're a sports fan is a sports fan. You don't change because of what is going on around you. You stick with your fandom. I'm surprised at you.
Are you mad at me? Oh, listen,
it's not the right thing.
Are you mad?
That's like me being a Dodger fan. Now listen, I'm not the big Giant fan I used to be. I'll admit that. But I'm not a Dodger fan. Why would I jump to the Dodgers if the Giants did something wrong? What are you doing? You can't do that. That is ridiculous. I didn't know this. This is news to me.
What?
I didn't know that you're wearing Judge jerseys.
Yeah, Bucky Dent.
I didn't know that Randy Levine is putting out the red carpet. Really, Sid?
Swear to God.
And then you're going to sit there, and then you're going to go the other way when the Mets and hang out with Cohen when the Mets come to sit. How about sitting in the right field bleachers?
And to make matters worse, Doggy, when I go to the Met Yankee game at Citi Field and sit with Steve Cohen, I'm actually going to wear a Greg Nettles jersey. How about that?
Oh, come on, Sid. I'm trying to think what jersey you could wear that really ticked the Mets fan off. And Nettles, he represents the Yankees, so it doesn't do anything to hurt the Mets. But maybe you know what you do? A Yankee jersey, a Yankee strawberry jersey would do it.
There you go.
But what are you doing? I mean, really, that is weak. And now you're getting up at 4:00 in the morning and you're going to Yankee games against the Orioles at Yankee Stadium.
That's right.
Sid, really?
Yeah.
Really? Sid?
Oh yeah. Listen, they provide me with a car home if I needed it, by the way. Just, the Mets wouldn't do that.
Which doesn't always happen, I understand. You've discussed that. But yes, City wants that ride to and from, not just to.
Not
he
easy.
Doesn't get that.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. You may continue, Sid.
All right, well, listen, we'll discuss this more. It was everywhere, by the way. Fox News, the local channels, even the mayor was asked about it. But on a serious...
I have enough to worry about, Sid. Not to worry about if you're a fan of Leeds. That's ridiculous. You may continue. Go ahead.
I've also given up on Bruce Springsteen, but I don't want to make you any more angry than you already are. I want to talk about the Yankee team, actually. You mentioned the fact they've got 25 wins. Only the Atlanta Braves with 26 have won more than the Yankees in the early going. And look, they haven't even gotten Cole and Rondon back, and they are bashing people, hitting a lot of home runs, and pitching very well. When those guys are healthy, that is the best pitching staff in baseball. You know, I always thought that the Yankees were the best team in the American League before the start of the year, but they couldn't beat the Dodgers. I'm not so sure anymore. Where does Chris Russo have the Yanks?
Yeah, I think you're making an excellent point. First off, Rondon is not a big deal. I actually think he's a bit of a negative. I don't think he's that good. Cole is something different, and they get him back. And if he's a Garrett Cole pre-Tommy John, that's very dangerous. I don't think the Yankee lineup is going to hit quality starting pitching because the McMahons, even Chisholm, who keeps both teams in the game sometimes, Grissom hitting 167. I don't know if the Yankee lineup is going to hit real quality starting pitching, but I do agree with you on one point. The American League is terrible. Seattle's 3 under 500. The Yankees always kill the American League Central. I mean, I don't take the Rays seriously to get to a World Series. So I don't know where anybody in the American League is going to beat the Yankees. And the Dodgers haven't played that well. You're 100% right. Now, the Dodgers didn't play that well last year either. And then they played, then they got in the postseason the way they went. But you're not going to be able to turn it on and off every year just because October shines. And you're right. The Dodgers are a little more vulnerable, and I wouldn't say that they are, by far the best team in the sport. And I don't know about the Braves either. So right now, the Yankees, it's been 17 years. It's about time. Right now, the Yankees are the best team in baseball. And Cole, especially him, with Fried and the young righty and Will Warren and everything else, they're going to be very difficult in the postseason, especially in the American League. And then we see what they do down the road here in the World Series. But I'm with you, Sid. They have a chance. This is a very, very good team. Now, I heard Girardi last night basically equate them to the 98 Yankees.
No.
That's a little strong.
Right.
Come on, Joe. I mean, Joe was on the 98 Yankees. That's a little out there. But this Yankee team is a very dangerous team. It's fueled with Judge, but they have excellent starting pitching. Bednar would worry me in a big game. Bednar, I know he's been good for the Yankees, and he was good in the World Baseball Classic, but he was demoted by the Pirates. He gives up a lot of contact. He would worry me in a big game, but the Yankees are very, very good, and I agree with you. They could win it all, 100%.
Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.